So the majority of guys, they're just following like a false blueprint to success or to failure because they've not been given another one. And so when someone actually starts speaking about dating and they can tell like, the guy's got some experience like Andrew Tate, and the way that he talks about women and, attracting them is so different that they've ever heard from their friends, their family, every movie. A lot of guys revolt against it straight away, but it really clicks in a lot of people's minds and they're like, oh yeah, it makes sense.
Thank you very much for coming down, Hamza.
Thank you for having me.
You're new to Dubai. You just moved here.
Yeah, I've been here 2.5 weeks now. Yeah. Loving it so far.
Why did you finally decide to leave the UK? Do I even need to ask?
Oh man, you want to start with this question already? Listen, Mike, the West has failed.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, like seeing the degradation of like Western values and seeing like the hard times hit already. Like I'm not even exaggerating when I say people in the UK are cold and hungry right now. Like they're literally cold and hungry. That's a developing country at this point then, isn't it? Like the energy bills, no one can afford them. Food, shopping. Last I was in there, it's like 100 and something pounds for 2 people, never mind a family. People are struggling. It's not a good place to be if you're poor. It's not even a good place to be if you're rich. So it was a weird place to be in, man. And when I moved to London as well, I slept with a hammer next to my bed.
Really?
I'm not even taking the piss. Dead out. Like I saw people out of our window, me and my girl here screaming, delivery drivers getting robbed right there. They're punching him to take 20, 30 pounds worth of food. From that moment, I fully had anxiety. Bought a hammer on Amazon, like some construction hammer next to my bed.
Whereabouts in London was that?
In Canary Wharf.
Canary Wharf.
Pretty safe place as well. There's the security everywhere, but still didn't feel safe to me.
Jeez. But you're originally from Liverpool?
Born in Pakistan and then moved to Liverpool when I was like...
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You see, there's a lot of things I don't know about you. By the way, this is the first time I've ever met Hamza. I've known about you for a long time, obviously seen a couple of your videos, but we've never really been in the same place at the same time. So this is good. This is a first conversation, which should be an interesting one. I wanted to wait for this to have our first conversation before having the first conversation and not documenting.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
So you came to England when? How old were you then?
3 years old.
Yeah. And that was Liverpool.
First Scotland, Glasgow, for I think just a couple of months, and then Liverpool.
You like Liverpool?
Oh no, it was we were there 2000 and something till like 2008. It was very like traumatic times for my family because racism was very big back then. We were like pretty much the only brown family, and the first few years obviously I had nothing. I didn't really realize I was 5 years old or so. When I'm about 8 years old, Anthony Walker gets brutally murdered nearby. And have you heard that story before? Yeah. So if anyone doesn't know, it was a black teenager who was stalked by a couple of guys who saw him with his white girlfriend, and they brutally murdered him, literally like a mile away from my house. And from that moment, racism spiked up. Packy all over our garden fence and everything, people throwing bricks and stuff. Like my sister's getting beaten up by guys throwing like Lucozade all over her. Eventually they throw bricks through the window and everything. It was like a whole chaotic scene. So I still have like this very like bitter feeling towards it, even though I know it's changed so much.
Yeah. Why did your family continue to stay in Liverpool?
Why didn't they?
No, why did they continue to stay in Liverpool?
Oh no, we wanted to leave as soon as possible. Yeah. But like when that happened, it was time for us to start moving out. Yeah. I don't think we were that like well off financially, so it was taking a bit of like time to find like a good enough house somewhere else. And I think we were in that kind of traumatic situation for a couple of months from what I remember.
Yeah. So after you picked up the Liverpool accent though. I've seen a few comments and people are like, "Oh, where's he from? America?" I'm like, no. It's a Scouse accent, everyone.
Can you hear the Scouse in me?
Yeah, of course, yeah. So where did you go after Liverpool?
Liverpool to Warrington.
Oh, Warrington. That's just outside, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. It's 20 miles away.
Yeah. So you went to school?
Yeah.
What did you do? Did you do all right at school?
Primary school, I remember it was pretty much just average. High school is when I started having like a bit of difficulty. Like I was never like, the dumb kids in like isolation or set. I was never a set 4 kid. Yeah. I was in like, set 2 for some things, which is pretty good, set 3 for some. And then as like the later years started, like I started having like mental problems without realizing it at the time. I'm disassociating in class. I'm sure like a lot of people can relate to this. The teacher's talking. I just was paying attention to something else. She's trying to teach the class something. I'm thinking about video games, or I'm thinking about what I'm going to do next in RuneScape, Minecraft or something. So my mind was just elsewhere because I think when you have like some of these mental problems, which a lot of students do, and they're very anxious and stressed, you can't even concentrate. So my grades very, very much just went down. And later on, I mean, high school, I got like pretty much all
Did you get
D's,
diagnosed
like,
with anything?
No. At the time, there was no such thing as like mental health or anything.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like when we were young, no one really spoke about it. If anything, there was like that one weird kid who seemed to be diagnosed, but you didn't really relate to him.
Yeah.
Only now I realize that a lot of students actually feel the same way.
Yeah. So you did school? You decided to go to uni? Was that your choice? Or do you feel like you were pressured into it?
Yeah, I was a pressure. Look at my skin color, bro. Brown family. My sister went and graduated. My brother went and graduated. So it was just normal for me to go as well.
What, your parents expected you to do what everybody else does?
Yeah, that's it. Get a good job.
Go to a big company, start at the bottom, work your way up to the top.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, but what was the degree you did?
Psychology.
Ah. Did you learn a lot from that?
I still remember some good things, and I use them in my videos when I try and help my boys. But for most of uni, especially, literally just partying, going out, going to the gym. That's all I did, really.
Yeah. The degenerate.
Yeah.
Just like me
Yeah.
when I was at uni. So obviously you become very successful on YouTube. Your following now is what, 1.3 million subscribers? Pretty decent.
Thank you.
When did that whole journey start? Like, when did you decide to pick up a camera, and why?
Age 12 or 13, I was making my first YouTube videos.
Really?
Yeah, literally. I was one of those like little squeaky voice kids on Minecraft, like recording like how to make a house and stuff. And so I got 1,000 subscribers when I was like 14 years old, making 20, 40 pounds a month. When you're that age as well, that's huge. So it's like, wow, I can buy like new games and everything. Stopped playing video games, stopped uploading to that channel, and just had it in my mind that this was the real job I was going to do. Like I studied to go to university just to please my parents, but I never really thought I'll get like a normal job. So it was always in my mind that was what I was going to do. I thought I was going to be a fitness YouTuber. So literally like the first videos that you posted, I was watching them thinking like, oh yeah, I'll just copy them. I'll do the exact same thing. But I was like, you know what? Let me just wait a few more years till my body's like bigger. I was like, I wasn't insecure, but I just wanted to be like more muscular first.
Yeah.
So I went through all of uni, just kind of procrastinating it, waiting till eventually 2019, I made the first few videos. So late 2019, I made, I think 4 videos. And one of them was actually the one that popped off and like really got the ball rolling.
What was that?
It was how to build an aesthetic body.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you started with the fitness thing?
Yeah. So I literally just made videos on like how to go to the gym, how to enjoy the gym more, how to build a body that's actually attractive and not just like, build for strength, not just train for strength. And they all got like literally 100 views, which is quite high, but like I was literally spamming every video as far as I could. Yeah. Facebook pages full of like mothers and stuff, Discord page, everywhere. I was just spamming my videos. So I got like 50 views and stopped posting for a bit. Bad like mental health, COVID times, just procrastinate, taking drugs and everything. And started posting consistently May 2020.
2020. So that's when everything's really started to kick off.
That's it, yeah.
Do you feel like you're making these videos because you want to have a big YouTube channel, or you genuinely want to be helping people?
The first reason I was posting to YouTube, I literally just wanted to make like £1,000 a month so that I didn't need to work like a normal job. Mm-hmm. I've worked some like pretty messed up jobs before. I've worked in complaints departments with people screaming at you. Finish work at 6:30. It's already dark outside in the UK, so no sunlight. I've worked in a homeless accommodation, seen some like scary shit there. And so I wanted to make quite literally £500 to £1,000 a month online, and I would have been set. So that's why I first started making videos. When the first video popped off, so we were on 3,000 subscribers a year later, so June 2021. 3,000 to 25k within a month or so, and it's popping off. And at that point I'm like, oh yeah, sweet, like I finally got like a good job, keep posting more videos, let's get bigger and bigger. And I don't know when exactly it was, maybe 6 months after that, like we started to get way more of like a cult following. People really started to like resonate with the message. And when you get those messages, oh, by the way, like you've saved my life, I was gonna kill myself before you, but like now I've been actually exercising, I've lost 50 pounds and look at my progress picture and stuff. And since that point now, it's like at 100%, I still have my selfish desires. I still want to grow the YouTube channel. I still want to make money. I still want to provide for my family and everything. But the biggest focus in my mind certainly is like the purpose and the mission we have, which is just try and spread as much good knowledge and like sort of I wouldn't really say father figure, but maybe like a little bit like that.
Yeah. And for me, like, that's the reason why I continue to keep doing the things I'm doing, because when I see people on the street or they come up to me, like, they've got the biggest smile on their face ever. And you know, there's so many other professions. Even if you were like famous, you know, like if you were an actor, you might not get that same level of admiration, because realistically, you don't really know who an actor is. You know, they just portray a character on a film, but a lot of the time you don't really know who they are. Maybe now on social media you get to know them a little bit more, but being like a YouTuber, at least, it's very hard to fake it. Like, you are who you are.
Yeah, you've done some good work, mate. Like, I'm here today in Dubai, quite influenced by your videos. Like, me and my friend were literally like binge watching all of your Dubai series and everything. Like, oh, look, he's saying to go to this. Like, what's he ordering online? Like, you know, the meals you were eating there. Like, oh, what's that supplement he's having? Bionic. Okay, I'm gonna order some.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're gonna like it. I think, for sure.
Yeah,
it's a good place to network, meet people, and I don't know, just crack on with whatever your mission is and whatever your goal is.
Yeah, I've met some awesome people already. And I think that one of the biggest things I wanted to do here is just meet more of my boys. Like, I actually really enjoy just doing like meetups. Like, so I do one every single Saturday. And we literally just do it in like this outdoor gym nearby. And
oh, yes, I saw
invited you. Yeah. You can't, like, you can do it in the UK, but it is like, I think it's risky. Like, I've been fine, right? I've done meetups in the UK, been fine, nothing's happened. But every time I've announced one, I'm in London, I'm in the Starbucks for 2 hours, come meet me. My phone's getting flooded by messages. People who know me, friends, family, like, whoa, watch out, you should leave the area right now, just in cases. Like,
you know what? I did my first meetup in London over the summertime. So it was my friend. It was like we're doing a collaboration with he just opened up a restaurant cafe, and he wanted me to bring it. Well, he wanted some attention at that place he'd opened up. So I said, you know what, I'll help you out. I'll do a meet and greet basically outside your cafe, and then I can try and like persuade people to come in. So I announced it, and then I just thought, fucking hell, was that a smart idea? Like, I've literally announced where I'm going to be tomorrow for at least 4 hours. And if somebody wants to get me, they can come and get me. So then I was thinking, damn, do I need like security? Because it's something which I don't even need to think about here. But there, it's different. Fortunately, nothing bad happened, but you never know. I think the problem when you start to grow a following, there is going to be a percentage of people who are absolute psychopaths.
Yeah, totally.
Like, and crazy people.
Even if they're not hateful people, like there's some people who are literally just messed up in the mind. Like, there's this TikTok star, like some little 13-year-old girl. You ever heard the story? Like, the guy came in to try and kill her for some reason, and her dad, he broke. So this like weird guy who was stalking her, she eventually blocked him on TikTok. He's messaging up people in her classroom asking for her address. Eventually finds it, like someone must have leaked it or something, finds her address, creeps in at nighttime with a gun. But her dad woke up and literally like blasted him with a shotgun. It's like the first like big like TikTok death.
Wow.
There's people out there who are just weird, who are just,
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? There's, oh wow, look, I've been watching his videos for a while. Like, I'll sacrifice Mike. Yeah, choose Mike, not me.
Have you, from the videos you've made, have you faced any backlash or any negativity from it? Because from what I can see, most of it is pretty positive stuff. You're literally just trying to help guys out, boys out, teenagers out.
Yeah,
but are people not, you know, have they had a problem with that?
Yeah, there's been quite a lot. I've been cancelled on Instagram and on Skillshare. So Instagram just banned me when I was posting about like men's mental health and saying like there's an issue.
Whoa. They cancelled you because of that?
Yeah, literally. Like, I made a video saying delete Instagram, and I was just saying, oh, you know, it's bad for your mental health. Oh, guys, I just wasted another hour on there. Like, you know, you just open it and you end up scrolling. You did a
YouTube video called delete.
Yeah. So like, I know
somebody.
It sounds like, oh, it's too far fetched, but like at least a few hundred guys deleted it. So they would have got like some kind of like uptick warning or something of, wait, what's going on? And someone must have seen it, because literally the next day I was like deactivated permanently on my main account.
How many followers did you have at that time?
About 77K.
Yeah. It's still messed up though. Like, that is like, a lot of people are making a living off the social media, and it's crazy that they have the power just to be like,
just turn you off.
No.
Yeah.
Like, I've had a few times, luckily not that too many times where I've been shadow banned, but I noticed when you get shadow banned, you're impossible to find, and you can't reach anyone outside of your audience. So for me, that's obviously quite crap, because I can't. I saw a drop in sales. So it's annoying, because you got to kind of play by the rules, but there's like a way to talk about certain things, but you have to be smart about it.
What did you get shadow banned for? Do you know?
One for the Andrew Tate thing. So I put up a picture of me. This is literally a few days after the ban. So I was promoting. He reached out to me and said, "Oh, can you put a video up? A story up promoting that final video which he did." That got taken down within 2 hours. And then there was another one where I was literally. This was before Tomorrowland. So me and my friend were going to Tomorrowland, and then he had my phone and he was filming me in the mirror. And I just started like dancing in front of the mirror, but I was just doing like a thrusting motion. But it was nothing wrong. Like it's just a little dance. And then somebody reported it, got taken down, shadow banned for 2 weeks. And I was like, yeah, cool. So it's weird because even now, like I have a sense of humor. It's like a sarcastic, dry sense of humor. And earlier on, when I guess you were more free to get away with stuff on social media, I used to crack jokes all the time. And then I noticed recently, particularly like the past 5 years, like people are so sensitive and they just don't understand when somebody is joking, or they just don't have a sense of humor. And I'm just like, oh my God, like can't even make jokes anymore. It's like you have to be an actual comedian to be able to get away with making jokes. Otherwise people are going to have a go at you.
Even the comedians are getting cancelled. Yeah. Like there's no one safe. But I saw this with Tate actually. Like he was, he made some like lighthearted jokes a few years ago. Like the kind of ones like men have been making for so long. Like, oh, women can't drive. Like I think any like sane person saw, he's clearly joking. It's not that serious. But I think there are a lot of people out there who just actually like prefer to be offended because they're so sensitive. They have no emotional control. And it feels somewhat nice to be the victim sometimes. Do you know, if your life's not going that well, it's like, well, it's got to be someone else's fault. I'm the victim. Yeah.
Well, even he was cracking jokes about anyone who's doing meal prep. It's just gay. There's nothing more gay than doing meal prep. And you would think that someone like me who is been doing my meal prep and making videos on meal prep. Like he was literally calling people like me gay. And I was just like, no, I think that's a joke. It's funny. I'm not going to get offended by that. But look, like the whole bodybuilding community was just like, like so offended by it. And I was just like, wow.
Yeah, people get triggered like very easily these days. And I like to like think of like traditional times, and I just think, imagine a few hundred years ago, if we were all men in a tribe or in the same place, we would be saying these things to each other's faces, and this is just like the way that we just navigate our lives and conversations with other men. It's just like how we talk, and it's just fun. It's like we dig fun of each other. I don't know why we do it. It's just like how it is. Like our first like conversation on WhatsApp, I send Mike my new Instagram. His only reply is like, okay, I've reported it. And then what did I say back?
Cheers, pal. Thank you.
So, yeah, thank you, bro. I'm making a fake nighty video right now.
But I think I'm so happy with how I was brought up, because my friends that all went to school, we used to just take piss out of each other all the time. Like nobody was safe. Like even someone like me, like I started going to the gym and then they'd all just completely rinse me and just be like, protein, blah, blah, blah. Like you couldn't get away with it. And I'm so happy that I had that, because I can take a joke. I can take it when someone's having a go at me. Like I don't get offended. Whereas certain people, when they grow up and their social circle is just full of yes men, they just worship them and are just like, ha ha, yeah, you're so funny, you're so funny. When they come into the real world and someone like gives them a bit of shit, they just can't handle it. And they snap and they bite. And you can see on social media when some people, whenever they get some criticism, when they take the bait and they bite and then they respond with their emotions. And I see that, I'm just like, oh, come on, bro.
Yeah, I've been there. But with the same kind of experience, like even I can remember times where it wasn't even like a bit of a joke or a roast. It was more of an insult. Like, my friends calling me fat, for example. And then I got jacked after that. It's like, it was helpful. We as men, like, we're supposed to criticize each other in some kind of way. It's seen as wrong in the modern day. We're supposed to be just nice to each other. But like, I swear, like, it's so normal for men to come to each other and literally just criticize each other. Like, that's all we do, because it's like, oh, by the way, like, here's a weakness that you have. I'll make a little joke about it. And I'm hoping that like next week, you've already improved it.
Yeah.
Because if you haven't, then our tribe is weaker and you're going to get us killed.
But this is the thing, how would you know whether to take it as criticism or whether that person is like literally just being sour and negative and you should just ignore it?
I'd say look at not so much the person, but the content of it. if it's true, then it's like, okay, fair enough. Whether it's coming from an asshole or a friend, it's like, either way, if someone's pointing out something that is true, it's valuable to know. See if you can improve on that.
Yeah, true. So what's the thing you're doing in Dubai at the moment? The meetups. Is it like I saw it and it looked like some kind of a fight club.
Yeah, that's it. So we're calling it a fight cult. And it's literally just me, maybe 50 to 100 guys just meet up and we just take turns sparring each other. Just disorganized, no ref, no nothing, just like no ring or anything. We just make a ring with people, just set like a 3-minute timer. We do kickboxing rules or sometimes with MMA. And just go ham. Just don't like knock each other out. Let's just like let's pop each other's noses a little bit because we're too sensitive these days.
Yeah. They all lived it.
Yeah, it's really, really liked. Everyone's like, they can't wait. It's every Saturday. We just did the second one so far, and everyone's like, oh man, is this going to be every Saturday? I can't wait. Like, I'm going to get here early this time. My friends will come next time and everything.
That's pretty good, though.
Would you come to one?
Yeah, I'll come.
Yeah, do you want to box me?
Yeah, we could do. I mean, I have absolutely zero technique. You know what? When I did the video with Tate, he was like, oh, we're going to do some sparring now. I was like, all right then. So I started sparring with him, and he was like, hit me. I was like, but it was good because you never really have the opportunity to do that and spar with people. And I think you learn a lot about yourself when you do it, because the idea of sparring with someone and they can hit you, you can hit them, like it can be quite scary. It's primal. And it's you're facing your fear.
Yeah.
And once you've done it, you feel like, fuck, that was good.
Yeah. I said this in a video a couple of months ago. I'm terrified before every single spar. If it's with a guy who's much smaller than me and I know he doesn't train or something, fair enough. But if it's with a guy my size and who's pretty good, I'm literally so scared before it. And that's exactly why I love doing it, because that fear, when you feel it, the first few times it's so scary that you might not even want to come, right? And after you've done it, it's like this high that, it's not even a come down, but it's like the high comes afterwards where you're like, whoa, and everyone's tapping your back because we've got like a nice community there.
Yeah.
And it's addictive in the most positive way. Because even like worst case scenario, you get hit, which a lot of guys are scared of because they've never even experienced any like physical issues like this. You get hit in the nose.
Yeah, getting hit in the nose sucks.
It weirdly feels good though. Yeah. Like I know, like, is that relatable in any way? Like when you get hit in the nose, it's like, obviously it's painful and it takes you aback, but it's like you've just done like an hour of meditation just there. It's like, you are present now, you are focused. Like this isn't your safe space anymore. This isn't like behind like your computer screen on a crusty computer chair on Discord or something on like League of Legends or something. This is real life, and there's a guy in front of you who's going to do it again if you don't move now.
It's awesome because I'd imagine there's probably a few guys who've shown up who don't really have any friends or like a solid friendship group, and you're literally just offering this meetup where it's an opportunity for everyone to just get along with each other, meet new people, and just have some good old-fashioned fun and walk away hopefully feeling more confident about themselves
with a broken nose.
Because I mean, if you get used to that fear of fighting with someone, then everything else in life doesn't really seem that scary. If you were afraid of doing something like being on camera or doing a presentation, when you compare that to being in the ring with someone, you realize actually it's not really that scary.
That's actually so true. Before I came here, I was in Warrington. I was doing kickboxing there, and there was a guy in my gym who was like a very good fighter, winning fights, fight after fight after fight. And a couple of times I went in the cage with him, like they locked the cage behind you, got 3 minutes to survive with this beast, and he's so quick as well. His name's Jamie. And after, like, obviously he beat the shit out of me like 4 times, but afterwards it's like, it gave me this not arrogance, but a nice level of confidence where like, if I was, out on a night out or anything, or, there was a bit of like scare with like, oh, that guy over there, he's not going to fight like Jamie. So it's like, yeah, fair enough. There's still a bit of a risk. I'm still scared in some sense. But once you've like done the extreme thing, anything lower than that just feels a lot less intimidating.
Yeah. I feel like in another life I would have gone down that route. I would like to have a fight with someone at some point. Yeah, just to know what it feels like. But I know it's the ball ache of the prep beforehand. Like if I knew I was going to go into the ring with someone, I would take it extremely seriously, and that would mean training every single day. I'd want to have a good coach. I'd probably need to like, that have the whole mental coaching with it as well. Because nobody wants to lose. Doesn't look good when you lose. But it would be interesting.
There's a lot of
I would have to find people always say that I should fight like Matt does fitness, or someone like equal So equal experience, equal kind of build. So it's like it's a fair,
stiff bodybuilder.
Yeah, so both of us will be
tight hamstrings.
We're absolutely gassed after 20 seconds, just like leaning on each other.
No cardio.
So I watched when Thor and Eddie had that fight, and that was fair play to both of them. That was like they were stepping out of their comfort zone. Both of them just big lumps of muscle that obviously were strong men, and they completely transformed their training. And I trained with Thor. This was like probably, I don't know, 6 months out or something. It was a machine. Like, it was fitter than me. Like, I was trying to keep up doing the cardio stuff, and I was like, oh my God. And it was just like walking apart for him. So it was cool. But I was interested to know why you refer to yourself as a cult leader. Why cult leader? Why that title?
This is a cult, honestly. What's
the definition of a cult for you?
A cult is, we'll say it's a group of extremely dedicated people to some kind of cause or vision, and there's got to be a cult leader for that. And you know, there's audiences, there's followings, and I had those at some points, but my audience changed very quickly to more of a cult. Like there's certainly, you know, 1.3 million subscribers. There's certainly some guys who have subscribed who aren't like part of the cult, but there's very, very dedicated guys. Like essentially, you know, this weekly event that we're doing is like, oh yeah, come down, line up and let Hamza punch you in the nose. And there's like 50 guys rushing in. Oh man, I can't wait to get punched by Hamza today. It is a cult following. Is the amount of guys who have dedicated their days, like their lives, to what I preach. And you know, they have to blindly trust some things because they've never done it before. They don't have anyone who's ever done the things I preach before. Like, oh yeah, meditate, eat clean, journal. No one in their family does this stuff. None of their friends do them. So they've dedicated. They've gave up most of their friends, their social circle, and everything. Like destroyed the old part of themselves, which they hated, which was causing like suicidal thoughts and mental health issues. And they've created this new version of themselves, which is in line with the things that I've preached to them, which at that point, it's like, this is no longer just like a normal like influencer or anything. Like I'm not, you know, an influencer with the fake lips and like selling like some tea or some shit. We're long past that now. I think it is really a real cult. I think it's probably the biggest cult of the world right now.
So you don't want them, because I was looking up, like I wanted to know the real definition of cult, and it was associated with some negative cults, but you don't want them to have that obsession and worshipping of you, but the cause and the message that you're trying to spread.
Yeah, that's it. That's why I created like the two characters, and I speak just, oh yeah, let's become like Adonis. Let's become like the ultimate man, because I have a lot of mistakes. If people just copy me, then they're going to copy a man who's work in progress, which is still probably honestly,
I think everyone's still work in progress.
For a lot of guys, that's still so much better. Like for me personally, I was imitating guys like yourself and Joe Delaney and, you know, other YouTubers at the time. I was just imitating you guys. You were like my role model. So I'm just pretending to be a lot more like you. So, okay, he's doing this exercise. I'll go and do it. I'll go imitate these guys. And I've realized that whilst that can create a lot of progress, there's a little bit of an issue with that, which is that you're emulating someone who's still got like major problems that he's still working on. You know, from the outside, it looks awesome. This person's doing amazing. But from the inside, you kind of know, oh yeah, like everyone's got major stuff that they're working through. So I wanted an ideal for us to reach to instead of it being on me.
I think it's important for anyone watching, and the way I consume my content, I don't like look at someone or read something or watch something and just believe it like 100%. Oh, this must be facts, so I'm just going to believe that as the truth. I just absorb what I need to absorb, and if I don't agree with something, then I'm like, okay, yeah, ignore that, and then maybe I'll absorb something from someone else. It is important to choose wisely who you're absorbing that information from, and I think it's probably one of the reasons why Andrew got banned, because a lot of young kids couldn't decide, you know, what to ignore and what to actually listen to. And even with me, when I was like, because I listened to a lot of his podcasts, and a lot of stuff he said, I was like, well, don't really agree with that, but it's fine, because there's not